Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, something completely different, something that I have absolutely no idea about, which is gonna change today. We're at a circuit that I've never been to before. This is called Koda Circuit. It's in Nagoya. It's actually close to, I think, Okazaki and Toyota, believe it or not. And that kind of has some relevance for today. In motorsport, I feel like there's maybe three categories that we all think about, right? There's grip racing, there is drifting, and then there's rally, which is, I guess, arguably a combination of those two things together and everything else. And it's something that I've always been interested in since the first time that I ever played a World Rally Championship game on a PSP in the backseat of my parents' car while we traveled around Australia. So today we are here with the Toyota GR division to learn about rally and see what they're doing with the younger generation to get them involved.
Without Supra, I couldn't be a master driver.
This is Akio Toyoda, the chairman of Toyota. In the past few years, he has shared to the world his passion for cars. He's developed many cars that all of us, myself included, love today. He is so involved in driving in motorsports that it is very common that you will see him at events giving passenger rides to fans. But probably one of the main things that he's always been clear about is his vision for nurturing the next generation of drivers. Today we are here with the Toyota Gazoo Racing team for the Morizo Cup Challenge Rally Training Day.
This is Zeal, and he's from New Zealand, somewhat close to home. I gotta say, man, it is good to see someone kind of from that area. I want to say, just being able to speak English with you and also like the accent, it's cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing here in Japan?
Yeah, look, it's a bit different for us to be here from New Zealand, but I'm half Kiwi and half Japanese, so I'm able to compete in this championship as Japanese, and it may not look like it or sound like it, but it's there. So we've got a Japanese passport, and we're ever growing, and I've done schooling over here and stuff. So
awesome.
We've come back to our heritage a little bit, and the opportunity here is massive. So we've been fortunate enough to work with Cusco Racing this season. Got a great offer with them, but also still working back home in New Zealand with some great partners and sponsors to help us this year afford an international journey. So yeah, it's pretty cool and a long way from home, but we're looking forward to it.
That's great. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
20.
20 years old. And how long have you been driving for?
So I've done quite a traditional route of karting from about 8 for several years, 6 years or so, and then we moved into rallying when I was about 16. So this is I've done 3 years and this year's my 4th. So we've progressed through the ranks in New Zealand and been able to be in some great cars and do some great results as well. And last year we were fortunate enough to be a part of the WRC Challenge program last year and make it all the way to the final in Finland. And fortunately we didn't make it this year, but that's our goal this year. And I think competing here in Japan will help our chances for the program next year. So that's our main goal, is to come over and win the championship and earn our ticket in Finland.
Yeah. Because if you do well in the Morizo Challenge, that gives you another ticket back to that training thing to get into WRC.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, wishing you good luck, man.
Thanks, mate.
It's cool to see a New Zealander over here doing cool things.
Cheers.
In 2024, Akio Toyoda launched the Morizo Challenge Cup. This is a rally competition by Toyota Gazoo Racing, which is part of the All Japan Rally Championship. Their goal is to develop young drivers for the World Rally Championship, WRC. The competition uses GR Yaris's with a very strict modification limit. The goal with this is to emphasize driver skill and team strategy over vehicle performance. The top performers of the series will earn their chance to train in Finland with the Toyota Gazoo Racing World Rally team.
But hang on a second, I'm new to rally and I have absolutely no idea what it is. I've seen it on TV, played it in a couple of random games, but I don't know the rules, I don't know how it works. And there's a good chance, if you're watching this, that you're probably the same. So I did what anyone else would do in this day and age, which is I jumped on the internet, I went to ChatGPT and I asked it, what is rally? And this is what it had to say. Rally motorsport is one of the most thrilling and unpredictable forms of racing on the planet. Unlike circuit racing, where drivers race wheel to wheel on closed tracks, rally takes place on public or private roads. Gravel, tarmac, snow, you name it, turned into challenging rally stages. Drivers and co-drivers work together as a team, racing against the clock through remote and often extreme environments. It's raw, it's rugged, and it's all about conquering nature. So how does rally actually work? Rally events are split into multiple time stages. Each team starts separately and the driver is guided by a co-driver reading pace notes, detailed instructions that describe every twist, turn and hazard ahead. The fastest combined time across all stages wins. But it's not all about speed. Strategy, precision, and endurance play a huge role, especially with unpredictable weather and terrain constantly shaking things up. That's rally motorsport. Unpredictable, fast, and endlessly exciting. And now that you're up to speed just like I am and you know what rally is now, let's get back to it.
So I'm here with two incredible people. We've got Mikko and we've also got Janne. All right, did I pronounce your names right?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's perfect?
Yeah.
Awesome. So why don't you just, for those that are watching that don't know who you are, give us a quick introduction of who you are, what you do, what you've accomplished, and we'll go from there.
I had quite a long career in World Rally. I did 13 years in the World Rally Championship, and I retired 2014. And now a few years I've been part of the driver coaching in Toyota Challenge. How do you say this? Toyota Challenge program. Challenge program. That was the word.
The challenge program.
Yeah. Now I've been coaching them for a few years.
Fantastic. And you?
Yeah, I'm Janne and also participating in WRC level only 7 years comparing to Mikko. I retired last year and then more or less I came to this Moricho Cup program and I do some also things in Finland for the Challenge Cup program.
Okay.
He's been modest. He's really all-around guy. Helping a little bit everybody everywhere.
All right. So I think I believe you're a driver and you're a co-driver. Is that correct? And for those of you I'm coming into this completely new, right? A co-driver, is there any point where you get to drive the car or anything like that, like exchanging position, or you're...
No, because I don't know how to drive the car.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Only from the airport to the hotel and back, that's it.
Okay. So I am a driver and I struggle to understand what made you want to sit in the passenger seat and direct people.
That's quite easy because when you don't know how to do those things which these professionals are capable to do, so it's easier to sit on the side and just show the ride.
Okay. Do you have a lot of trust in the driver? Like for you to do your job properly, do you have to 100% trust him?
Of course.
Way too much they have trust for the driver. Quite often it's like this.
That's awesome.
Of course you have to have the trust then.
All right.
But it's both ways. I mean, the driver has to trust your co-driver
As well, right?
Whatever he says, I have to believe it. He says it's flat right, well then it's flat right. I go flat because he said it, that's how it is. So it's both ways.
It's both ways?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Naotake. I'm Japanese rider. I'm 24 years old. This year I will drive GR Yaris and we will do Morizo Challenge Cup.
How many years have you been driving in rally for?
I've been driving 10 years since I was 14.
14?
Yes.
So you didn't have a driver's license then?
No, so I was driving on in the circuit.
Yep.
So there is some gravel circuit, so I was.
Gravel circuit.
After I got the license, I've been doing rallying 6 years now.
6 years. What's your goal in the future? What series do you want to compete in and get a trophy in?
Of course, I want to get WRC championship.
Nice. I like to hear that. And this whole entire time of your driving career, you've always driven rally? You didn't start with go-karting or grip racing?
No. It's in Japan there is some gravel time attack. It's like rally sprint.
Okay.
So I was doing that. And it's like I'm gravel man.
Gravel man. Okay.
私は大学生の時からモータースポーツを始めたので、今9年目くらいになります。
今何歳ですか？
今29歳です。
29歳。
はい。
なんでラリーが好きですか？
ラリーは今年初めてやるんですけど、去年から富士スピードウェイでレースを始めました。なのでまだラリーのことはあまりよく知らないので、今年、 ちょっとチャレンジして頑張りたいなと思ってます。
なるほど。
でももう今こうやってトレーニングに参加してるだけでもすごい楽しいので、今からワクワクしてます。
すげえ。
The coaches that are here today will communicate and give feedback to each and every driver that's there. They're going to give them advice according to their skill level so that they can help them improve.
So I'm here with Hasegawa-san, who's one of the engineers here today, and he's going to explain to us a little bit about the cars, the regulation, and everything to do with what makes this a rally car for the Morizo Challenge. So please tell us.
Almost all modification is prohibited by regulation of Morizo Challenge Cup. So we have to use normal air cleaner, normal engine, and normal exhaust system.
Okay. So everything has to be stock.
Yes.
Okay.
Same as outlet factory.
Okay, straight out of the factory. So like buying a car off the lot from the dealership has to be the same.
Yes.
Okay.
And we can only change brake system and absorber and suspension.
So like the coilover, right?
Yes. And,
Okay.
anti-roll bar.
Oh, and roll bars too. Okay.
And we have to install safety equipment
Yeah. Okay.
like roll bar
Roll bar.
or seat
Yep.
or
The harness.
Yes.
Okay. And then can you explain, is this a trip timer or what is this called?
Yes, this is trip meter.
A trip meter. Okay. And this is what tells them in each sector how fast they're being, right? And then the co-driver is in charge of controlling that as well. Interesting. Oh, what's this? Is this something that's regulation too?
Yes, this is just same as normal parking brake, but only.
So you just add an extension bar on it. Okay. So you're not allowed a hydraulic handbrake.
Just wired brake.
Okay.
Only change. Only lever was changed.
Okay. That's very interesting. And then the back of the car, I think, is the most interesting part for me. Because these cars are driven on normal roads, if they get a flat tire or something, they need to be able to change it, right?
Yes.
But the tools in the back can't be flying around and hitting anyone in the car because that would be dangerous. And everything is according to the JAF standard here, right? JAF. So everything is bolted down, but in a quick release form. So you can see the impacts down in there. That can't fly around and cause any trouble. The jack is locked in place. Look at that. And that pops up and on. And then any kind of spare helmets or anything, the Hans devices are in these special like cage systems. Now underneath that is actually the spare tire. And that's strapped in on top of this rail so it's easy for you to pull out. Also, I think there's some benefit to the weight distribution with where that is as well, but I thought that was really cool, really smart. This stuff would, like making stuff like this for your impact to go into is really cool, I think. And then the flares are there too in case you're on the street, because you need to use those in Japan for shucking. That's just like what you do if you're broken down on the side of the road. That's really cool. Thank you so much for explaining everything.
Thank you very much.
It's really cool that it's pretty much a stock car with just, you know, you can change suspension, you can change the brakes and roll bars. And that's it. And all the safety stuff. Something I find really inspiring is not only are there young drivers here, but there are people getting close to pushing 30 that have already been driving in some other type of motorsport that are now transitioning into rally. And why does that get me excited? I've kind of hinted to it a little bit, but I've been getting more and more interested in trying out rally. And you might be wondering why, but I just think that there is so much to learn from rally that it just makes a lot of sense. And it also looks like a lot of fun. But then the number one thing that I have thinking in my mind is who would be my co-driver? And then I was thinking, why not May?
Brake! I said brake! Brake!
That might seem a little crazy to you guys to have your wife be your co-driver, but I just can't stop thinking about all the hilarious clips that are gonna come from it of her just screaming at me if I make a wrong turn. What got you into rally?
Like one thing is like rallying has such a long tradition, so motorsport has such a long traditions in Finland, and it's still fairly easy when you are younger to go places where you can drive. Like you know, in the winter time, lakes are frozen, fields are frozen, and like I was only 6 years old when we were living just next to the lake, and I had the opportunity to drive on the frozen lakes, and it's the same for many young people, and there's a lot of competition, so a lot of races, so that's how it kind of builds up. And for me, it was early ages. I just wanted to drive cars.
How old were you when you started driving?
I was just 6.
6 years old.
6 on the lake. So
on the lakes, just like sitting on your dad's lap kind of thing and driving around.
That's how many drivers are starting nowadays. So.
Wow. Damn, that's
cool.
awesome.
It was cool, and it still is. I still like to go in the frozen lakes and sit on my father's lap. You can edit that away.
that was I gotta leave that in there. That was great. This is Jonin, and you've been here coaching the drivers here as well. What did you think about today?
Yeah, it was well prepared by the teams. The cars are looking good, and also very valuable day for the guys to find the last setup or the things for the coming rally. So I think the rotation went well. There's nice kilometers for everyone, and getting more understanding about the setup changes and so on. So positive day.
I have to apologize because I didn't introduce you at all, but could you tell us what series you drive in and what you've done in the past and a little bit about yourself?
In early days, I started rallying and started to drive as a young boy, also from the fields and the lakes, and then doing mostly Finnish Rally Championship and but different categories and many years. And now, last 50 years, I have been as a coach for mostly for the young guys, and happy to work for the Gazoo Racing team and also here in the Motorsport Cup.
Awesome. Now, do you three guys think that it's still possible for someone to get into rally even if they're, say, in their 30s or late 40s or something? Do you think it's still something that someone could get into?
Of course. There is no age limit in this.
There's no age limit?
No.
And do you think it's easy to transition from another motorsport, whether that's like grip racing or drifting, like with what I do?
I would say that it does help if you have some kind of a background from motorsport. It doesn't need to be rallying, but like some guys who've been doing Formula 1 or even enduro motocross, they have this kind of they will get the feeling like what the bike or the car is doing, so that helps. When it's drifting, you know how to react, and when you need to catch it up or what to do with the brakes or throttle. I think it helps.
Yeah.
If you don't have any background, it takes more time to learn all those things, but I think it might help quite a bit.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to be hitting you guys up for some advice if I get into this. It was a pleasure to meet you all. All right, dude, I'm down for that. Let's get some studded tires and have some fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet three of you, and it's really cool to see that you guys are here helping the younger generation get involved in this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Today was an incredible experience. I learned so much, not just about, car control and things like that, and also about rally, but just team management and how the teams operate and stuff like that as well. I'm really excited to take what I've learned today and apply it to what we're doing with Formula Drift Japan, but also I'm excited about learning something new with rally. Rally has really piqued my interest for a long time, and it's brought back all these memories of when I used to play that game in the backseat of my parents' car. And I never really understood what was going on. All I wanted to do was just play the racing game and race the cars. But now I'm starting to understand what some of the things were that I was doing in the game, if that makes sense. But anyways, I really enjoyed today. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see more of this rally stuff in Japan. Today was obviously a training day, but next weekend is the round 1 for the Morizo Challenge. The Morizo Challenge has many rounds all across Japan, but I think it'd be really cool to go to one of them and actually watch the competition and the round and let you guys experience it, because rally in Japan, I feel like is something that hasn't really been covered before, and I think it would be really, really cool to give you guys that inside look of what's going on with that car culture here in Japan and how the motorsport is really starting to take off here. If you're interested in rally, I highly recommend next time you plan your trip to Japan, try to plan them off the dates of the Morizo Challenge so that you can go and see around and then obviously experience all the onsens or all the attractions and stuff and the culture within that area close to the round. think it's a really good thing to kind of like, you know, two birds, one stone, as they say. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you're interested in the Motorsport Challenge, link in the description.